All right, guys, so we're back. So we're going to do the thread work now over the insert for uh, the split grip. Now I've already set up my rod wrapper here. I've got black on now, and I'm going to start that. And basically, I'm going to hand wrap this. Oops, I already got her screwed up. Look at that. There we go. We're just going to do a good, I don't know, maybe 20 passes. Make sure to get that all packed together there. Alright, a little bit more, a little tighter. Alright, now we can cut this tag end off here now. We have enough passes that'll hold that down. Get a fresh razor blade. And what we're going to do is we're going to set this on top, and we're going to pull that string into the razor blade like that to get it all off. That shouldn't leave any bumps. So we'll do a few more passes here. Got to loosen the tension on this thread. It's a little bit too tight. Usually the tighter the better. I think what I'm going to do on this is I'm just going to do a single silver trim band like the hook keeper has on it. So it's just a black, probably 7/8 and 7/8 of the way up. It has a single 5 wrap. Whoop, getting off there. I'm not watching what I'm doing. 5 wrap silver band. Slide that over a little bit. Gotta do some packing here. What I'm doing is just pushing these threads together, filling in any gaps that there may have been. Again, I'm doing this pretty quick, guys, so I can keep this video to a minimum. Can I get that thread to lay where I want it to? Alright, let's get a little pack in. Keep bumping that camera. I'm so sorry about that. Alright, this might be a good spot for the trim band, actually. Alright, so right there is as far as I'm going to get with that one. Alright, so we got our black on. The next step is we're going to inlay some of this silver here that I have. I think you can see that down here at the very bottom of the screen. And give me a second to get this set up, and we'll show you how to do a trim band. Alright, gang. So what you do is you cut about I've got here maybe a 3-foot section of the silver thread. This is a silver metallic thread, size B. And I screwed up earlier. I went a little bit too far, so I just backed it off about 4 full turns. And then what I do is insert the silver thread. I just simply slide this underneath, roll it up, and you want to do it on the, I guess what I'd call the waist side of your grip. That's the downside on a spinning rod, and of course the opposite side of the guides on a casting rod. So same side as the spinning rod. That's what I'm doing. So my guides are facing this way right now. Okay, facing up. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert that thread. Now, to tie it down, we want to do quite a few passes here. So I'm going to go right back to where I was before. And a little trick of the trade here, if I can find some tape, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape this down to the end, so that way, as the blank turns, my good thread will also. Alright, so let's do about 5 or 6 passes on this. As you can see, every time we pass that silver thread, we're locking it down. Alright, there's 4, and there's 5. Can't get that one to seat properly. Alright. So, now we're going to incorporate pulling the silver thread in to make the next 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 4 pass silver stripes up here. I don't know. I don't think you can see it. It's just out of sight. So give me a second to set this up, and we'll show you how we do that. Stay tuned. All right, gang. So what I just realized is I haven't been recording. I had a dead battery, so we gotta kind of make up from middle of the way. So what I've done so far, I've laid the black in, and I just inserted the first trim band. So what I've got is I've got about maybe 10 wraps. I just put the silver underneath, and then basically just taped it off up here, and then proceeded to do about 10 more wraps. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but again, the trim band runs right down here, taped off down here. And in turn, we're going to show you how to incorporate this trim band now. All right, so what you want to do is, with the guide facing up, this is your bottom side, which we always call the waist side. Any threads you can hide down on the bottom. That way when you're standing there fishing, looking down at your rod, you won't see them. Up until now, we've had it taped off going to the right, and we've been wrapping from left to right. So now what I want to do is I want to take this silver, and I'm going to come back over the black that I've been doing as the base color. Take this, and we're going to tighten that down out of the way, but on this side now. Now, with the tension that I've got on the wrapper here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple extra wraps in this direction with this line here, and then I'm going to tape this off over here. All right. So now, with the tension I have on there, that's nice and taut. That's going to be good to go for now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come back here, and we're going to untape this, and we're going to incorporate this right into the black here. Carbon fiber makes it hard to peel the tape off. It feels like the same thing. It's all textured. So, all right, now let's not pull this away and pull the finish off. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to insert this to the left where I've got all these going, the black going to the right. We're going to try to insert this right in line with what's here already. And we did 5 wraps on the first one. We're going to do 5 wraps on this one. 5. All right, now what we're going to do this time is we're going to take this, hold it with our finger right here, and we're going to tape this off on the same side as we did before. Let me get my finger out of the way here so you can kind of see better. I'll use the other finger to do it. Again, holding that trim band right there. We're going to take this up here. We're going to tape this off up here again. Oops, got that a little too far down there. We'll go a little further past and tape it just like this. There we go. That way it's got tension on it. And it comes off almost where you want it to. Alright, now that's all out of the way, so we can go back and unravel the black, the main color here. And again, since it's under tension, that's pretty good to go. You're going to have to remove, oh, there we go, it just popped off. How about that? Pop that tape off of there. Hopefully you can still see this. Looks good in the camera. Alright, so now we're getting close to where we're unraveled here. And what we're going to do is, we're going to stop right here. And then go back just a little bit, pull that black back up to where we put that silver in. And then we're going to take this tag end real quick, untaper. Gotta be careful to keep tension on it. Tape out of the way with my finger there. And what we're going to do is we're going to come underneath the black. And now we're going to pull that up a little bit here. Try to match it. And you don't have to pull it very hard, just very lightly. You don't want to go too far. Try to match where you first entered. Oh, right there. Looks good. And then tape this down. To the right this time. Like that. Alright. So now, we can go back, put a wrap or two on this real quick in black in our main again. All we're doing is basically securing that other end, tag end here that we just taped up, so that, boy, I'm not doing a very good job here. My light is such that it's hard for me to see. Alright, so now we got 3 good passes on there. Now what we're going to do is come back and pack all this. Using our burnishing packing tool. Alright, so now we'll make a few more passes here with the black, with the main color. Oh. Carbon fiber is hard to seat. Really fights you. You really have to lay each one by hand, which is alright. I don't mind. You get better results that way. Alright. So now we got that on there. Let's go ahead and cut these tag ends off real quick. So what we're going to do is we'll take a sharp razor blade. We're going to aim that way, seat that right there, and then pull that tag end into that razor blade. And we're going to do the same thing for this one. We can untape this. We can take this, seat it right there, and pull back. Alright, let's finish this off here, guys. We got a couple more passes to go to get her to look like the first one. As we go, we're going to continue to pack. Cannot emphasize packing enough. Alright. Oop, I see some red. I see red. Isn't it a song? There we go. I'm going to say that's about there. Alright. So let's get our loop knot. Need to get some decent string here or some thread. Alright, let's show you how to finish one of these here. What we're going to do basically is that we're going to go ahead and put the loop in here, facing this way. We're going to do 5 more wraps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Now, we're going to release the tension on this. That way it doesn't snap back at us. And cut that line down there. Come up and hold it with your thumb. Insert that tag end into that loop. Pull it through, holding it again with your thumb. And now pull that through. So now we are trying to pack her up as much as we can using our packing tool. And I think we're gonna have a winner. The other thing I forgot to tell you is make sure you take your tag end on the same bad side, so that way again you don't see it. This is where we went wrong last time, so we're going to make sure to see this time. There we go. And voila. Got a little bit of a frazzle or a fray, but we're looking good there. Alright guys, and that's how you do it. Now, let's see here, we can pack this in a little more. That looks good. Now we're getting ready for some epoxy here. Okay? Sit tight, we'll show you how to put some thread finish on this and finish her up like a professional. Alright, so what I have is some low build epoxy. This is thread finish. I prefer Flex Coat. This is the light formula. There we go. Which is just a lower build epoxy. I can't show you this no matter what. Everything's in the way. But either way, flex coat, rod building, part A, resin, part B, hardener. Now, mixing this is not like mixing the pro paste. You definitely want to go 5 minutes, and you definitely want to get this mixed, even more mixed than the pro paste, but you want to go slow. You want to avoid making air bubbles in this at all costs. Air bubbles are your enemy, and the faster you stir this, the more air bubbles you will get. So stir this nice and slowly like I am, nice and gingerly. Make a timer, 5 minutes. Again, you're going to notice that it's turning kind of a cloudy color at first. That's the two different yellow and hardener mixing. And then after it gets cloudy, it'll go right back to crystal clear. It doesn't mean it's mixed. It just means that it's, I guess you might say, mixed. But keep mixing it. You do need to mix this stuff for 5 minutes. And again, go slow to avoid bubbles. Heat and foil will remove or help settle the bubbles. They'll help pop the bubbles. I don't know what it is with foil, but for the most part, heat, of course, thins it. And so as it gets older and starts to thicken up on you, if you need to thin it out, just add a little bit of heat to it with an alcohol candle. It'll go right back to hot, as the term is, meaning right after you mix it, this stuff is hot. It's real thin. It's very watery. And as it sits, it'll eventually go to a milky, then more like a pudding, and eventually it's like a rock. So again, I'm going to cut this out while I mix this, and we'll be right back. Alright, so I got it in my power wrapper. This is the RBS Pro Gen 2, and this is a rod dryer and power wrapper both, and we're going to use this as a dryer today, but give me a second, we'll get this set up and we'll show you how she's done. Alright, so we got the rod turning on the power wrapper rod dryer here, and I see a little hair in there. Get her? We got her. All right. What we're gonna do now is just start applying some thread finish here. Let's get this finished off professionally. Oops. this heat is going to get that epoxy flowing, and it's also going to get some of them air bubbles working out. And that way you get a nice smooth finish as it levels itself. We'll also work some of the air bubbles out. Starting to look pretty good. Alright, that's starting to set up pretty good here, so what I'm going to do is do a second coat before this epoxy sets up too much. And we are going to do a second coat on the first trim band that I did last night and forgot to record. Oops, we got her spinning the wrong way. Alright guys, and that's it. So we'll come back in a day, we'll show you the finished results. In the meantime, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting the channel. Good luck and good fishing.